Welcome to 4DetroitDudes TV. I'm your host, Ted Belowski, and this, my friends, is The Dude Show. We were down at Ford Field yesterday for the Lions-Jets game, and we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. It was one of the most brutal games to watch if you're a Lions fan. You know, they teased us the whole game, outplayed the Jets, really, from the opening kickoff, and came up short. You know, I'm a big talk radio guy, and on the way into work this morning, on the way home this afternoon, I was listening to sports radio, and a lot of people blasting Jim Schwartz for the time management stuff, and I think some of the play calling at the end of that game. And then obviously Stafford was getting blasted as well. You know, is he too fragile? Is he Glass Joe? Can he make it through the season? Is he a bust? All those questions. So, you know, I think Schwartz could have maybe done a little bit better job with the clock management down the stretch, but ultimately I think the guys on the field just didn't do enough. They didn't make enough plays to win the game. That's the bottom line. We identified three things, though, from this game that really made the difference, I think. You know, there was three moments, three things that happened that were the reason why the Lions just could not overcome the Jets. The first one being Jason Hanson going down on that roughing the kicker play on the field goal at the end of the game. The crazy thing is, Ndamukong Suh actually came in to kick the extra point. I was in the stadium, and I think there was less than 20% of the people in the stadium even knew that Suh was in there to kick. He kicked it, hit the upright, and missed the extra point. So instead of being up 4 points, they're only up 3 points, and the Jets are getting the ball back with I think it was about 2 minutes and 46 seconds left in the game when they got the ball back, down 10. So it's 20-10 Lions. And, you know, if they make that extra point, it's all of a sudden 21-10, and it really changes the dynamic of that last drive for the Jets. You know, they're all of a sudden, instead of, you know, needing to score a touchdown, a field goal to tie the game, they instead need to score a touchdown to win the game. You know, changes the play calling. They're going to be much more aggressive, and who knows what the outcome would have ended up being. But instead, they sort of played it safe on that last drive and were able to just get down, kick the field goal, and send it into overtime. On that last Jets drive, really the key moment of the whole game, I think, was Julian Peterson. Just a dumb penalty, going out of bounds. He just drilled LaDainian Tomlinson when he was clearly already out of bounds. Late hit. Turned what was, I think, maybe a 16 or 17-yard run, which was already sort of a back-breaking play at that point, turned it into a game-changing play by tacking on another 15 yards, turned it into like a 30-some-yard play, and really put the Jets in field goal range at that point. They ran a couple more plays and were able to kick that game-tying field goal pretty easily. So, you know, a veteran guy like Peterson's got to know you just cannot make those kind of mistakes. You cannot take penalties like that. And the Lions seem to do that every single game, you know, just stupid penalties. And that's something that, I don't know if that falls back on Schwartz as a coach or the rest of the coaching staff, that these guys just aren't disciplined enough. I don't know how you fix that, basically, but that's something that a 10-year vet like Julian Peterson should never make a play like that. And then the last thing that happened in that game, and this is sort of trivial, but it's the way the NFL is. I mean, the Lions lost the coin toss in overtime, and that's what the way the overtime rules are in the NFL. 9 times out of 10, if you lose the coin toss, you're going to lose the game. So those three things really were what caused this team to lose. Obviously, again, I think they could have done a better job with clock management down the stretch, perhaps better play calling. I know on the radio a lot of people were talking about Drew Stanton, that third down play. You know, basically all he had to do was fall down and take the sack and let 40 more seconds run off the clock, but instead he tried to throw it. Felton fell down, and it was an incomplete pass. You know, the clock stopped at that point, and really, I think had they been able to run another 40 seconds off the clock there and then punted it back to the Jets, you know, they're looking at a much harder climb uphill to get that game-tying field goal. So I think there's really two questions coming out of this game. You know, how did the Lions respond to this loss? Again, it was kind of a gut-wrenching loss. They deserved to win the game up until the last 5 minutes, and then basically just threw it away. So how do they respond next week? And then the other question is, what's the deal with Stafford? I mean, is he just Glass Joe? Is he too fragile? Is he done? Is he a bust? I think he's a tough guy. I think he proved that last year against the Browns. You know, we posted that video a few weeks ago on the website of his the comeback against the Browns last year, where he got knocked out of the game and came back in. I mean, I know if he could go, he wants to be out there. So I think he really is hurt, and I think the Lions have been pretty careful too with him. I mean, they've got a lot of money invested in him, so they're not just going to rush him back out there. So I think that's a factor as well. You know, outside of that play that he got hurt, I mean, he had a hell of a game yesterday. He was 20 of 36 for 240 yards. He threw for 2 touchdowns. He ran for a score. He played a really, really good game. So I don't think that he's a bust, and I'm not sure that he's injury prone. I mean, I think he's got, an injury that is not going to get better without an extended period of time off. You know, he really needs the off season, I think, for that thing to heal up. Otherwise, he keeps playing. He's, you know, the risk of injuring it is going to occur on basically every single play. He could re-hurt it. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, we'll know more probably in the next couple days on how serious his injury is. But, you know, this team's really getting closer every single week. I'm not ready to call them a good football team yet because good football teams would have won that game yesterday. You know, they're still struggling with figuring out how to finish games, how to close games out and close teams out. To be honest with you, they haven't had any experience with that in the last decade probably, so it's not like they're getting a lot of practice in those situations where they're up 10 with 2.5 minutes to go and they've got to close the game out. They literally just haven't had that many opportunities to do that. So this team needs to continue to put themselves in those positions and continue to get better in those situations as well. But overall, I really liked what we saw. I think this team's headed in the right direction. I like Schwartz. You know, can he manage the clock better? Sure. You know, he can get better just like the team can get better, but I love the direction they're headed in. I think they've got some really good pieces in place. They obviously need some more growth, and they need to add a few more players in, but, you know, I think this team's in position to be a contender really, really soon. So we'll see how they finish out the season. Obviously, we're going to talk more about the Lions here on the show. Stay tuned to the Dude Show. We've got another show we're going to do later this week, actually, that I'm pumped about. We're going to do a brown bag beer tasting. Basically, we're going to have 3 different beers, all in brown paper bags. I'm not going to know which beer is which. Excuse me, we're going to do a blind tasting and pick which one we like best. So that'll be fun. Tune in for that. We're looking to probably do that Thursday, get it out by the end of the week. So stay tuned for that. Tell your friends about us. You know, we're still trying to find companies and people out there in the D that are having a positive impact, creating positive energy, and really doing some amazing things in the community. There's tons of those types of things going on out there. We've shown you a couple. We want to keep showing you more. So if you guys know of anybody who's got a company or a person out there who's really making an impact in the community, let us know about it. You can send us an email at info@4DetroitDudes.com, or you can, you know, post a comment right below the videos here. Shoot us a message on Facebook. Hit us up on Twitter. You know how to find us. But let us know. Tell us who you guys want to see us profile. We'd love to hear from you on that. We've you know, with your help, really the perception of this city and this town is growing. We're getting a lot more positive press these days, and I think it's going to continue to do that, and we want to play a small part in that as well. So obviously, just tell people about it. Pass on our website, www.4DetroitDudes.com. Share these videos with your friends and family. Show people what we're doing. Tell us what you want to see us do, and I'm telling you, we can make a difference in this city, and we're fired up to do so. So with that, I'm going to finish my beer. You guys have a great night, and we'll catch you next time on The Dude Show.